Pep Talk UK, Pro Bs, once again, remember, subscribe, and I'm delighted to be joined once more with the president of the WBC, Mauricio Sulaiman. How are you?
Fine, fine. Thank you. I'm very happy to be in Pep Talk and looking forward to a good conversation with you.
Yeah, it's been a long while. Greetings to you. I think last time, I caught up with you. That was at the Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight in Las Vegas. We were building up to the anticipation of what was a massive fight out of Vegas. Long time ago, wasn't it?
Long time ago, and actually that was the last major event before the pandemic changed the world. So I have great memories from February 22nd of last year, and looking forward to a new life after all this craziness that has been hit the world and has influenced everyone's life, and we just look forward for good things.
100%. I think boxing, after the initial shock, managed to make some adjustments and put together some COVID protocols and bubbles, and we had some big fights, once boxing adjusted.
I think we're going through a golden era of the sport, actually. But during the dark moments, I was very happy to see the leadership that emerged from some boxing promoters. Top Rank did a bubble in Las Vegas.
They went first, yeah.
Matchroom did a sensational bubble in their headquarters, and PBC did bubbles in several states, some Mexican promoters, and we started seeing action in Europe. So today we can say that we are almost there. We have been hit by a third wave, but the vaccination process has been a blessing, and people have learned how to work on the protocols. And I see this year you can just look at the fights that have happened and the great activity that fighters have given us, and I'm just very happy to see what is happening in the boxing world. Hopefully we will continue moving forward.
Yeah, in some ways it was important for boxing to kind of get readjusted really quickly, because we saw Dana White with the UFC launching Fight Island, which showed everybody the way forward on how to kind of manage the COVID at the time.
Yes, imagination, and you have to do things, you have to break the paradigms and innovate and do things differently and adjust and just keep moving. If you remain in the back, if you sit down, life can go in front of you, and you'll be left behind.
100%. And obviously, look, we have seen in the past year, really important for boxing that we have big fights. We've had many, as you said, unifications, also undisputed fights, which the WBC have been part of.
Yes, we have promoted the unification system. We give our full support to unified championships. We want the fans to see and enjoy unified champions, undisputed champions, and we have given our absolute support to this trend. We have Josh Taylor, we have Teofimo Lopez, Canelo might be getting involved in a undisputed
Caleb Plant. Yeah.
So we have a few moving along, and that's very good for the fans.
Yeah. We mentioned Fury against Wilder, obviously the third installment, October the 9th. In some ways, fans were all looking forward to the Joshua fight with Tyson Fury. That totally collapsed. And we have this third segment where matters will probably be resolved that were unresolved beforehand.
Well, this is the same of the same. When Fury defeated Wilder in February of last year, right after that, the pandemic hit. Then there was some contractual matters between them. Then it all looked like if that fell apart and Fury was going to fight Joshua, there was a speculation about the time and place, and then ruling from the arbitration came back, and now Fury is going to fight Wilder. It was going to happen in July, then the COVID got in the way, and now it looks like October 9 we'll finally have the third fight between them. Joshua is fighting Usyk, I believe in September. So there's activity, there's uncertainty, and there's hope of great fights happening. So we're just moving along and being patient, being supportive, flexible, and we'll see what happens in the coming months.
Tough challenges, you know. Alexander Usyk, very tough fighter. Deontay Wilder, extremely dangerous fighter. So there are many questions to answer.
Yeah, and there's also the world expectation of great fights. So we are not promoters. The WBC is not a promoter. We have had our open policy. We have been very flexible during the pandemic. There have been travel restrictions. There have been, of course, public attendance and fights without public. And there's so many things, variables that have to do with the decision making, especially the bigger the fight is, the more complicated it gets. But we'll see what happens. We're focusing on October the 9th, and then we will see from there.
100%. I think also as well, I think there's probably other matters that probably still need to be resolved. What's the whole position on the mandatory slot for the heavyweight division?
You know, at this moment, I cannot speak on this topic. We're dealing with this situation, and whenever the WBC has this resolved, we will make a public statement.
Well, I know you can't talk too much about the Dillian Whyte situation. Did the WBC ever consider elevating Tyson Fury to franchise and then potentially upgrading the interim champion Dillian Whyte to full WBC champion? Was that ever talked about?
I know that you will understand. I cannot talk about the heavyweight division anything more than I just explained. I know you understand that I would be responsible if I would anticipate or try to make assumptions. So I'd rather stay with what is happening. We have October 9, the Fury versus Wilder fight, and then we'll take it from there. Okay,
then shortly there'll be an announcement after that fight is concluded.
Yes, yeah, that we're administering this situation, yes.
Okay. And in terms of the WBC, obviously, look, you know, we've had some exciting fights. What is the plans for the WBC, you know, for the rest of 2021?
Well, we have many fights in the schedule. We have begun a protocol this month of August. All ring officials and WBC supervisors for WBC fights must be vaccinated.
Okay.
We are joining this need to get it in our, at least in our organization. Of course, there are fights and officials that are appointed by local boxing authorities. We respect that. But for the WBC appointments, we're demanding the vaccination. We are recommending everybody to continue to take care of themselves and their families and their employees and colleagues and everything. We all together have to work and get out of this pandemic as soon and as safe as possible. We are also starting a good new judging protocol. It's a system that has been in the works for many years, and we are implementing new ways. We're giving quantitative and qualitative parameters for the judges. And this has been helping to get them into the full concentration mode and with expectation for them to see the same as they have been trained to see and not different criteria. It's fun, it's challenging, it takes time, but we're very busy in all fronts in the sport.
The Bridgerweight division, we're looking forward to the crown of a new champion.
Yes, September 17 in Canada. Rivas is going to fight Jennings. It's the first world championship. We already have Romanov as silver champion and mandatory contender. So this new weight category is gonna start with a good activity, and hopefully will prove that it was a correct decision, and will attend to that universe of fighters, of those small heavyweights that are out there and give too much advantage if they try to compete against a huge Fury, a huge Joshua. That's a big difference in height and weight that proves to be a great advantage to the taller and bigger fighter.
Yeah, have you heard of any indications that any other sanctioning bodies might do the same?
We have not discussed it with them. That's, of course, their decision to take. If they do so, they are welcome, and of course would bring additional interest. But we are very satisfied with what has happened in this year of the Bridgerweight. And hopefully I will see you soon, either in the UK or even Mexico. You should come to Cancun for a vacation.
Cancun, Congo Bongo. That's what I remember.
You've been there.
Yeah, been there, yeah, definitely. All right, Mauricio, thanks for your time. All the best.
Take care. God bless.
Thank you. Pep Talk, Mauricio Sulaiman.